Miranda, also known as the Bevographer locally here in Oklahoma City. This is my husband, Chris. Today, we teamed up with Dennis from Uncovering Oklahoma to talk about zero-proof cocktails in the city. We decided to start off here at the Daley. The Daley is one of the best cocktail bars in Oklahoma City. They're connected to Frida. I recommend that you stop by and try any one of their cocktails. They just dropped their zero-proof cocktail menu, and we're so excited to try it. So come on, let's go.
My name is Gabby. I've actually only been in the beverage industry for about 2 years. Previous to that, I worked in healthcare for about 3.5. Got super into spirits, super nerdy, and I kind of carry that passion from healthcare into my everyday life here. So I'm excited to talk about zero-proof cocktails.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Daley?
So the Daley is our speakeasy sister bar to Frida Southwest. In here, we really wanted to create a space that felt extremely artistic. We do a lot of 60s Art Deco. We have a lot of really fun books. Those are definitely all floating around. You'll see lots of pictures of those on Instagram. And then we have like a very extensive whiskey selection. That was gonna be our focus in here, was whiskey. We really wanted to keep that 60s theme. Whiskey was king in the 60s, so.
I want to start off talking about zero-proof cocktails and mocktails. So you and I have had a lot of conversations about the differences between sort of the jargon, the connotation between those two words. Do you want to tell our viewers about that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, when I talk about zero-proof cocktails, I'm being more intentional with offering something that is just as beautifully crafted as our signature cocktails, but that is inclusive for those who are sober for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Your reasoning is just moot here. So to me, when I say mocktail, I think of something that I serve a child. It's juice, it's syrups, and it's something topped with Sprite or soda. And I really wanted to steer away from that because I think part of being inclusive is using the correct verbiage. And the correct verbiage for me is always going to be, it is a zero-proof cocktail. I'm giving you something that is just as artfully crafted. I myself don't drink a lot. I also really wanted to offer it for anybody in recovery, women who are pregnant, even if you're just coming in for lunch and you would like the idea of a cocktail but you can't necessarily drink and then go back to work. So I really wanted to just create an entire new space and an entire new category for people to come and drink something that's great and it's awesome, but it doesn't necessarily have to make you intoxicated.
So what drinks are we going to be trying today?
We are going to try the tea time. So it is going to be that Lapsang Souchong tea, that carbonated tomato water, lemon juice, and then the garden seedlip. And then we're also going to try the sugar spice and everything nice. So cream soda, coconut chai syrup, lemon juice, heavy cream, and an egg white. And we will offer a vegan option for this as well. So there will be a vegan Ramos as well, which I think is super important because we're in the Paseo. I really wanted to hit two opposite ends of my menu. So we did something super savory and something pretty sweet.
Okay, well, let's get started. Okay, so I'm drinking the sugar, spice, and everything nice. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the tea time. It has the black tea from Urban Tea House.
And the carbonated tomato water?
Carbonated tomato water, very savory. I'm pretty excited about this.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Wow. The tomato comes the tomato comes through really well.
So mine tastes exactly what I would hope that a zero-proof Ramos Gin Fizz would taste like. It's so delicious, so creamy. It has a little bit of that, almost like a creamsicle flavor to it. It's so, honestly, I can see myself drinking this every Friday night here when I come visit.
This one's great. I think it would go really well with a good vegetable medley salad. It's so savory that it would really go with just about any kind of food menu item that they would have on the menu. This is delicious, and I would definitely order this next time I come back.
All right.
We're here at our next stop, Barkeep Supply, located in Midtown, Oklahoma City. Let's check it out.
Barkeep was started by Julia as a way to share her love of bitters and cocktails and really great barware with the city of Oklahoma. You can see her fingerprints all throughout the city, and all the bars that you go to, most of the home bartenders are really big into trying all of her drinks. So one thing that people don't really know about Julia is that you can come to the bar and order a zero-proof cocktail, and she'll make one custom for you every time. It's so fantastic. You can tell her, hey, I want something a little bit sweet, or hey, I want something a little bit more savory like a soda, and she has it. She also carries a supply of Kasmara Club sodas, which are bitter infused sodas, fantastic for any type of leisure cocktail that you may want. It's very low ABV, so it does have a little bit of alcohol in it, but it's just from the bitters, so you will not get drunk off of it, I promise. So why don't we start off with some zero proof cocktails?
One of my favorite things about Barkeep Supply is that every time I come here, I can get something super creative, super inventive. So tell me a little bit more about this zero proof cocktail. You know, what does it taste like? How does it compare to a normal cocktail?
So this cocktail is super refreshing. What Julie has done is she's used fresh raspberry preserves, a little bit of vanilla bitters, the orgeat syrup, and Topo Chico. So what that does is it creates this kind of fruity, flavorful, but also super refreshing cocktail that you can kind of drink on any time, whether it's in the winter or in the summer. It's perfect for summer, super refreshing. You can have it in between an old fashioned here, which is one of the best old fashions that you will find in the city. So I really recommend that you grab one of these cocktails. Do you want to try?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
So is the orgeat what brings out kind of that bitter flavor?
Yeah, the little bit
for
of
it
that.
to kind of help it feel like a real cocktail?
So the orgeat is, honestly, the first time that I ever had orgeat was in a tiki-based drink. And so you kind of get that like little bit of a tiki vibe in with this drink as well. So it's really delicious.
Yeah, I was afraid it was going to be too sugary with the jam.
preserves,
But it's really not. It's really well balanced. And you get the different flavors at each like layer as you're drinking it.
We are here outside the Tower Theater in the historic Uptown District. We're about to go check out our third stop, Ponyboy. Ponyboy is the destination bar for when you want to get a delicious cocktail when you're grabbing drinks after an amazing concert. So let's go check it out. Alex, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Ponyboy?
Yeah, absolutely. I have recently taken over the program here at Ponyboy in Uptown District on Northwest 23rd Street. We also have a bar program over at the Tower Theater that kind of work together. So basically a lot of really awesome cocktails over here, cheap local beer, a lot of really easygoing specials for weekdays, weeknights that kind of match our style of programming over at the Tower, which hopefully invites a lot of music, events, and just general hanging out here on the street.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked a little bit about zero proof cocktails. So what inspired you to start creating zero proof cocktails for Ponyboy?
So zero proof cocktails, I think, we had mentioned that some other people had covered it. My general take on it is that we have a lot of people, especially even in the industry, that drink pretty much at a professional level at this point. And whether you're somebody like me who goes to a lot of different food and booze events, or if you're somebody that just happens to be the DD for the night, or you just don't partake at all anymore, it's really nice when you're able to get something at a bar that isn't just water for free. You're able to patronize the business, you're able to feel like you're a part of the conversation. And I think here at Ponyboy, with our cocktail program, we have some house $6 old fashions, Palomas. We have our whole 6 for $6 menu, which is available all day, any day, which kind of lets anybody try a really well-built classic cocktail. So we wanted to create a non-alcoholic program that mirrored that.
Yeah. These look incredible. Why don't you tell me a little bit about these two zero proof cocktails you've made for us today?
Yeah, absolutely. Here we have our Mock Paloma. It's called the Pink Panther. The word mock is a little bit derided as a comment when we talk about mocktails, because we're not intending to mock the guest. So having something that's fully built with, I think, a more elaborate setup and garnish than we use for our traditional Paloma can really do a really nice, light, juicy beverage for people that are looking for something that's more elevated than a soda or something off the sugary soda gun.
Yeah, that's great. And then what about this one? This looks like an old fashioned.
You're exactly right. Yeah, so these are kind of meant to be stealthy in the mix whenever we have a lot of people here drinking at the bar, so you can be enjoying one of these and have it look like one of our traditional cocktails. So this is our diet old fashioned, named affectionately for not having any alcohol in it. It's made with a bitter angelica root, a really lovely black tea from Urban Tea House, which I've kind of featured up here on the bar top, a little bit of local honey, and then we're also using a sea salt solution as well, so you get layers of bitter, salt, savory. So we always like to have 2 cocktails on the menu that are non-alcoholic, that represent kind of our fun, sweet, fizzy, light, breezy cocktails, but making something that replicates the stirred, bitter, boozy is a lot more difficult because of how much we rely on pulling flavor from our lovely aged spirits. So this was kind of a challenge in and of itself, and I think we've done well.
That's great. Well, why don't we get started and we'll have you make a couple of fresh ones for us.
Absolutely, sounds great.
So these are 2 of our favorite drinks, an Old Fashioned and Paloma. Both are really easy to just kind of slowly sip and enjoy with friends. Paloma is a really light and refreshing, while an Old Fashioned is a little bit darker and richer. These are the zero proof riffs on those. The Paloma one is actually vegan friendly with the ginger beer, lime, grapefruit, cranberry, colide, which is something I learned about today. It's basically kind of a foaming solution to kind of give you the texture that you would normally get
out of a tequila.
Yeah, out of a tequila in your Paloma. So I'm pretty excited to try these.
And then mine is the Old Fashioned. And so this is going to have, as Alex talked about, black tea. And it's also going to have a saline or a salt solution as well, so that it kind of gives you that balance, that depth that you would expect from an Old Fashioned. So I'm really excited to try these. Cheers.
Cheers.
I love that when you look at this drink, you don't think that it looks like an Old Fashioned.
I thought it was an Old Fashioned.
Yeah, and the same with the Paloma. It looks like a Paloma. So when you're sitting around drinking, you're not awkward. It's not like you're just sitting there drinking water.
Yeah, these look like real cocktails.
These look like real cocktails.
And they're delicious.
This one is amazing. You should try this one. I love the aromatic of the mint as you're taking a drink.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It helps, especially when getting it through your smelling senses. Whatever, there's a word for that. As it comes through, it really helps balance those flavors as you're tasting each one. No, this Old Fashioned is great. To be able to replicate that Angostura bitter taste in something like this without having any kind of alcohol is just genius.
It's incredible, absolutely incredible. Okay, so Ponyboy, it's one of the best bars in Oklahoma City, and now you can have these incredible zero proof cocktails here. So whether you are wanting to go out for a night with friends, if you're pregnant, or if you have health reasons, no matter what, you can come here and get an incredible, solid beverage. So cheers to that.
Our final stop in our search for zero proof cocktails has brought us to none other than the illustrious Ludivine here in Midtown Oklahoma City. Let's go check it out.
I'm not originally from Oklahoma. I've kind of moved around my whole life. I'm from Canada originally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I get a lot of that around here. But I've lived in Oklahoma for over 5 years now. I really like the city. The scene's really coming up. I've heard from everyone that lives here that it's a completely different city than it was 10 years ago.
It is, yeah.
And even in the time I've been here, I've seen it change, and it's been really cool. And I love the industry scene here.
Yeah.
We had a midnight toaster recently, which we do on Friday nights, and he gave a great speech about how we're all kind of supporting each other and not putting each other down. There's not this pretentiousness of, oh, my bar's better than your bar. And we're all just kind of friends around the city. It's I always said Oklahoma City's kind of the biggest small town I've ever lived in.
That's great. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the 2 cocktails that we'll be tasting today?
Okay, so the first one is gonna be, it's one of the ones that's on our menu. It's kind of like a Collins mod, which is gonna be grenadine, which we make in-house as well.
Oh, that's incredible.
Our lime juice, which is always freshly squeezed. It's actually what I was doing when you came in. And then our house-made ginger beer, which is definitely unique. It's very spicy. You're not gonna get anything like that in a can or anything like that. And then the second one is, it's kind of actually a riff on one of the drinks that I'm introducing for our fall menu.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah, except it doesn't have booze in it, basically.
Yeah.
There's no whiskey or Amaro, but it's gonna have espresso, heavy cream, Coco Lopez, and maple syrup.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I cannot wait to try it. Espresso martinis are some of my favorite drinks. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah.
So I know I drink old fashions most of the time, but I love a good espresso martini every once in a while. So I'm excited to try these. Why don't we get started?
All right.
So what we have in front of us is the hibiscus ginger beer, and then the riff on the espresso martini. The hibiscus ginger beer, as we talked about before, has their hibiscus syrup and then their house-made ginger beer. So you can't get that in stores. It's incredible. If you haven't had it at Ludivine, you gotta try. And then this is a riff on an espresso martini. They're working on their fall menu, so this one kind of has those fall elements to it, like the maple syrup. They have
crushed almond.
the crushed almond.
Yeah,
So
and the espresso. Just
and the espresso. So every
snuggle up and
this is definitely one that you want to like have your fall sweater on and just like kick back on their patio.
my
and
infinity
drink.
scarf.
Yeah, definitely. And then your boots. You gotta have your boots. Yeah. All right. Well, cheers. Let's try them. So that ginger beer has a huge kick to it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's very gingery. A lot of the times when I get ginger beer, I'm like sniffling. It's so strong. But a lot of the times when you get ginger beer, you're not really tasting a lot of ginger. It's very syrupy.
The ginger doesn't like
it
kick
doesn't.
through,
it doesn't kick through. And so this is sweet, but it's not syrupy sweet. So it's really refreshing. I like it.
I love this riff on an espresso martini. I mean, this is something I could absolutely see at like an espresso competition where they're doing a specialty drink. I could see this competing. The rimming the glass with the maple syrup and the crushed almonds, getting that while you're getting the espresso going down is just such a good blend. It's really enjoyable. Yep.
I approve. Thank you so much again for joining us on this episode of Uncovering Oklahoma featuring Zero Proof Cocktails. My name is Miranda, and you can find me on Instagram at the Bevographer. You can also find me on Facebook. And if you want to catch any and all episodes for Uncovering Oklahoma, find them on YouTube, and you can find them on all the social media as well. Thanks, and have a great one. Cheers.
Just do it! I know, that's all I can think of. It's like the
Hi, I'm Miranda, also known as...
Sorry. I was still like fixing my pants as you were.
Sorry, I thought we were ready. Is everyone ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Wanting to get away from the romanticism.
Romanticism?